Okay, it's Big Tom with the Big Tom's Van. Be sure to subscribe. Click the little bell all so you can get updates on what's going on with the Big Tom's Van. Today, we're going to put a radiator in because we've got a problem here. And you're going to need some tools. I've got a bag full of tools here, clamps, screwdriver gun, all these clamps to clamp off some of these hoses and things so everything won't run out all over the ground. You don't want to do that. You need some empty containers. I got 4 1-gallon empty containers. It's supposed to be about 23 quarts, so that's a little bit more than that. So first thing you want to do is this is part of your air cleaner, and you're just gonna hit that like that, and that'll move up like that. And then I can show you right here what goes on with nearly all Ford vans, Ford pickup trucks, ones that have this radiator, has this plastic top. Underneath here, I don't know why it's under there. Maybe it's because it's cooler. I don't know. But there'll be a crack developed. This has developed a crack. You can barely see where it's a little wet right there. Right here. And it cracks across the top. You see the crack? Yeah, it's been in the 80s, but I haven't been running the air conditioner. Air conditioner puts a bigger load. So I've been able to drive it fine without it leaking out. I mean, you notice it hasn't leaked out. I just noticed it the other day and you need to look at things regularly. I put some windshield washer fluid in because it was empty, and checked my battery for cleaning and things like that. And I saw a little bit of wetness here, and I thought, well, I didn't spill that, did I? Well, I might have, but I didn't spill it. And then I raised this up because there was see the stain here where it's been running down. I raised this up, and I found the crack. I used a pressure tester on the tank over here. Don't have that to show you right now, but it's a pressure tester, and you use an adapter to go into the tank. Put it about 7 psi. Don't go more than that. You go more than that, you'll make the crack bigger, or you'll bust the heater core or something else. Don't go by the pressure on the cap. Just use about 5 or 6 psi. 7's what I always use. That'll show you a little bit of seepage where the crack was, what I found. So I've ordered a radiator. It come in. I've got some hog clamps here. Use these special pliers here, are a lifesaver for those clamps. It goes on there. You squeeze it together, and they lock. That way you won't struggle with them over and over and over. This whole air cleaner is going to come off. This is a 8mm or a 5/16, whichever one you got. This is 8mm 5/16. I'm not going to take that off, but you got to unplug this. Don't forget to unplug this or disconnect it. You can just pop that down. It's just got a plastic attachment there. You just pop that down, it'll come off. Then you don't forget to put it back on there. You don't want it laying down in the hot motor. You want to take it loose here at this clamp back here. So that whole air cleaner will come off. And then we'll take these out. I think that's a 12. It's either 11 or a 12. Might be a 10. We'll see. Take this out. There's some hoses and things down at the bottom. This the top hose got to come off. There's a screw here. It comes with no screws and clamps. A screw here. And I believe it just lift out after that. You got transmission cooler lines at the bottom because it's automatic transmission. You got to take those off, and we'll let them, we'll try to clamp them off or plug them with a stick or something like that. They all got worm gear clamps on. It's just not a big deal. So we're gonna do some things, and then we'll come back and show you some more. Now I use hand tools on something old. Something newer, that'd be fine. To use power tools, I have all kinds of power tools, but you want to not break something when you're taking it apart, because then you have to go get you some more parts. So we'll just use a little ratchet here. It's just a little 1/4 inch ratchet with an 8mm, same as the 5/16. We'll take those bolts out, and that will remove this air cleaner. So here's your air cleaner removed. You have to unplug this and release it also. Make sure you don't break that tab, or won't, you'll get a code light. So you see, here's an alternator, here's this hose, here's all kinds of things down in here. So while we're at it, we're gonna put on a new belt and a tensioner for the belt, because we gotta take all this out anyway. So all right, we're going to remove these screws here and here, and this, and we're going to clamp that hose off and take some more bolts out, and then I'll get some jugs and start grinding it. Now these right here, just little plastic screws. They had to come out. Taking 2 out already. This takes this piece of trim stuff out of your way, and you can use a gun on that. You're just taking them out. I would try to put them back in by hand if that's possible. So on these screws here, these will go into the body panels. So they're a little stubborn. We're going to use the impact driver. It's 10mm. We'll take them out. And that'll have our radiator hold downs out. I may not have mentioned it earlier, but you need to get you a coffee can or something, put your bolts and screws in, because these are these are made by the manufacturer. You're not going to go to Auto Parts and get them. They'll just have standard stuff. So don't lose them. Now these bolts are out of here. So this should lift up like that. And there's some bugs in there. Your new radiator may or may not come with these rubbers. I'm going to leave this on there for now. I've looked at it, but I didn't notice if it had the rubbers on it or not. We got a right and a left. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the left on the left side of the vehicle. I'm gonna take the right one and put it on the right. Well, I'm standing in the front of it, so it will be based on my right hand and my left hand. I'm gonna put the right hand side, driver's side, to my right side, and the passenger side to my left side. That way I won't get them confused when I go put them back together. So you can see now, the radiator's all loose. We're going to drain this out. We'll take this hose off. There's a bottom hose to come off, and there'll be 2 lines that go to the transmission cooler. Then we'll take them off. Okay, Big Tom back again. I've got here, I got a funnel, and I've got some empty oil jugs that I'm going to put the old coolant in, because I'm going to put new coolant in. I've got a bucket to catch overflow, and I got 1 more gallon jug. So, 4 times 7 is 28, supposed to be 23 quarts. So I think I did that math right. Now let me go down here and show you what we're going to do. We got a piece of cardboard. Make it more comfortable on the driveway. This is the Economy Mechanics creeper. This is what I call it. Now, if you look up under here, we're going to take this hose here. This hose will come off. It's transmission cooler line, and we'll probably have to take a stick and plug it. There's a transmission cooler line over here. Here's the bottom radiator hose, and here's like a holding support. That'll have to come off, and it will have to go back on. It may stay when we get to. I'll probably take it off so I can push the hose out of the way. And here, right here, is the drain. And here is the drain. So I'll put the, I'll get the funnel up in here, or I may find me a piece of hose that'll fit on there. I think that's what I'll do. I'll find me a piece of hose that will fit on there, and then I'll open this. And some of them are clockwise, some of them counterclockwise. You just have to try it, but don't try it too hard, because if you break it, I think the new one I know has this molded into it, but I didn't look to see if it has a new plug in it. It may, but by all means, don't break it, because you'll have to go to the dealer to get that. You might be able to order it online through a dealer, but it's not a common part. So we're going to find us a hose that'll fit right there and go into our funnel. We use our funnel so we don't spill it everywhere. As I'm in my driveway, I don't want to spill it, and I don't want it running down the driveway. The jugs I'll take to not a recycle, but a hazardous chemical dump. Some auto shops will let you use antifreeze there at their place. Instant oil change places may do that also. Most of them's got a machine though that recycles, and they empty it every now and then. But you can't pour it in the ditch. You can't pour it on the ground and wash it down the driveway or anything like that. It'll kill little rats. Well, it'll kill little animals. Little animals will drink it and they'll be dead. And then you have to pick up dead animals. So let's don't do that. And of course, if you got pets will get out and they'll drink it, and you don't want your pets to get into antifreeze. So we're going to put new antifreeze in it. Coolant antifreeze. Summertime it's coolant. Wintertime it's antifreeze. Most of it's the same thing. So we'll get us a hose to go there. What's the third or fourth time I said that, and then we'll drain that out. Okay, Big Tom again. We're going to leave the radiator cap on from the tank. Do not take it off. This is the cap. That's the recovery tank, feed tank, all the same thing. These radiators do not have a cap on the radiator, so some of them do, some of them don't. We're going to leave that on to restrict the flow. If air goes in, it'll push the coolant out faster, and it'll go all over the place. So see, I found me a little piece of hose, put on there. This drain knob is counterclockwise. I believe that's right. Let's see. Yeah, that's clockwise. But just loosen it a little bit, not too much. Let's just say, if it's real tight, you're going to break it. So don't break it. So we're going to drain some out. And I don't have room to get a funnel under here. So I'm just going to try to